needed a brace, say, program here, friend of Women in Food and Agricultural Leadership Training Forum. Any Gold in the Soil Award. Na yes, shall see a year 2018. The name National Farmers and Fishermen Award Winners Association. And the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Agri-House Foundation na ADNU. Yes, starting with Accra, Best Western Hotel. Na yedi free hall a call. A friend said Volta region. And now 3 years down the lane, you were Ashanti. You put I say you go and buy Abaso. Obia who say we smallholder farmers and ma yeah, boy home in Bebre, yeah. You say your contribution, you can't agree on age na ne pejano a dozen. But we na in a omuni in Bana Omoyeno. Say a Cassian national swag, and there no one be winning every year, no one say one now be winning because smallholder farmer no, baby or channel, Obia car, Obia cop, na Uncle Shep, they are all in I said, oh, you go for some more 1 year, a trade, a picture, a queen, no. I was say, the tea, I come as soon as you share. Oh, ma, almost share, said you, we quabre, and the other that tell you, we quabre, a commandant, we tetra. Almost share Ponano, yea, come story. Now, your function, mine, you 2 Volta region last year, now. Now their COVID be anymore. Limpa and my buy no a dozen. Now at the train so for fine. Now that's I'm Deputy Minister of Agric na Ebaye now. Then one I'm not sure document na ye na a yen one pass say and ma a war district baby we pray now. More day. Okay. Almost the Bois community at the Bois pray. One of you said visa and honey. You did say, yeah, dear Pam, but say my wife. And the training now you're under Wofagric. Now, another side for 2 days. Another part here, Gold in the Soil Awards. Now, Moshe, we are. Bana ye go ha mo say e mani bebre ya ye visiting omo farm no omo nia e wo so bebre na na e wa ha pato ye mbo ye nsem so e ma wo pato mo ha no bi small so obia e bebre na so na kwan so e ba iti dia ye ni say ya setting up 15 categories. It be the Passion for the Farm Award, She Innovates Award, Climate Smart Woman in Agriculture Award. They send their agra for her. In my yes time war, your president Outstanding Woman in Extension Award. In my yes time was Superwoman Award. In my yes time was Chain Champion Award. We won 1,000 years 20 years later. In my yes time was Lady of the Region Export Award. A former Oba we or ye out me. When push out me exporting, ma, ye pop more among so in ye be. In the Development Partner Award, a former way organizations on what late 2-year program way, say Canada, or who believe in a map in the now, one of why I used me a child documentary. In the year Princess Carla Award. Now, mammy, you are very princess, you're very color, then is that. Now, the problem of Africa lead. Now, of Wapa, over 2%. Yeah, we be Bomodia now recognizing and ma. A say, or say, there's a two of the casual. Now, if you say, you name me, I want no back home and 20 so. Now, you want a ma, who yet track kind of operation, she operates. In our ultimate award, also, a year the Gold in the Soil Awards. It is for the last 2-3, I think about 4 weeks ago, the Chichi Bebre, you have 200 nominations. and you're paying for it nasty. At about 45. And you're teaching the 43 districts in the Ashanti region. There could be every trauma documentary, every trauma video, and then they na marche. For and then they train bebre. They say you focus na you pay your if you bebre Tiara National Farmers Association best way 2017 National Best Farmer. But also overall best farmer. Madam Dorothy, a farm from Agra, and also heavy. And now people be free GPP. On the church yama be brave and then Nigeria, yambo modia apps for supporting organizations na OCP, OK International, we could be Monsieur Damunia say, Pacho session they be there. They say engaging. And practical na and be na any they are somebody the major part of everything that I must say. That we share a successful 2 days event.
I'm delighted to welcome you to the second launch of the Wofagric and Gold in the Soil Awards today, with the theme Transforming and Sustaining Women in Agriculture, the role of public and private development partners. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the role women play in the agriculture sector cannot be overemphasized. Women are the key actors in Ghana's agriculture, constituting over half an agricultural labor force and producing 70% of the country's food stock, according to a Palacios Lopez 2017. Women constitute 95% of those involved in agro-processing and 85% of those in food distribution by Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Despite the contributions to the food system, women are faced with several constraints, which are not limited to credits, land, labor, saving devices, information, production and processing technologies, business skills, just to mention a few, and also social, cultural and religious restrictions that hinder their work. For women to be able to break these barriers and deliver their mandate in the agriculture sector, there must be a positive transformation which must be strategically sustained in the long term. Mr. Chairman, addressing the bottlenecks in the agriculture sector to enhance women's participation requires a multi-sectorial approach with the inclusion of the public and private sectors as well as the development partners. This approach is required to achieve an inclusive transformation in the agriculture sector towards a more market-oriented and modernized agri-food sector, which improves of women involved the segments of the agricultural value chain. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the government of Ghana has put in place strategies to support women in agriculture and address their numerous challenges through the development of the Gender and Agriculture Development Strategy 2, that is GAS 2, in 2015, which is currently under implementation. The roles of public institution development partners. The government of Ghana is currently implementing flagship programs such as the Planting for Food and Jobs, Rearing for Food and Jobs, Planting for Export and Rural Development. These programs ensure that at least 40% women are targeted. I would encourage women gathered here, both farmers and those involved in any stage of agricultural value chain, to take advantage of these programs to help boost their standard of living. In Ghana, there are several development partners working in the area of agriculture and supporting with allocation of financial resources for implementation of the gender strategy and implementing program or projects that targets women's needs. Mr. Chairman, it is worth mentioning that the private sector, including FBOs, that is farmer-based organizations, have also contributed immensely to support women in agriculture, and I use this opportunity to encourage them to continue and improve networking and support women empowerment programs along the agricultural value chain. Finally, I would also like to announce that the Women in Agriculture Development has regional and district offices who can be contacted for assistance. And our head office is at Mungwa in Accra, where the animal farm is on the motorway, that is Tema. And with this venture, I would like to welcome all of you here to the launch of today's program. Thank you.
Your mammy, ACP, for said the Bay of Boy, you say your mammy no penny for, I will have say, Rofono, if you are say, Nesso on Tiasi, you see, and it's me a bear, or the top man, Eddie, am I with us?
Mepacho said the Bay of Medin between your boss come and tea. Rofoya, my member kind and said, I feed the LDC woman is waiting. I appoint one crampre, any in your queer hold or Mobama, queer Juma Timmy Tumpono, and one pain or more fast swapua, na a mouth your Juma Etime Jan and Asso. And when I buy a yen and half a dear, I'm cramping, and then you milk your hood will be no so. I thought to almost a so almost obey your muffin with the Etimiapua. Ama yet in painting quam a baby and Maya Bua, yeti a hasiono. Yes, so a super bumper so dear Maye. And in Tiuqua, buy a femoa, a buy the name of Brinoa, shape noir, and the Gua Cremo, and Bois, a Mercury Afonso, etimidi, intina, what is shape be a fancy planting for food and jobs, and a railing for food exports near their dinner by a Nigina Pino, nothing with the hour, no so the Gua Crem, said a bear or Bebuana or the appear for. I was up on us until Kiani Pianas out of to San Shayanoswa. I buy a family delegate me, and my also to no wedding. And I didn't say, Uncle one more, one at the Bosia Cracker Bob, we are for 1 moment day in Fudiania to sit there, or moment day, a buy a Dipiania, the Adina, a work we are for. 1 million a year, my family, Yanina, a quaint woodwa, 1 number fast war, 1 number, and into 1 more work we are for us to through, and then 1 crown Korea, Danny, and 1 momentary, and a model. Edonia de adina se monko so na mo hye mo sapo mo den na nyankopon ya adom mo nyina mo ka bomu a kwadwuma betime agane na so pa na mo ase.
Mr. Chairman, Regional Minister, Nananom, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this day, to the second edition of the Women in Food and Agric Conference and Expo, Wofagric, and Gold in the Soil Awards under the theme Transforming and Sustaining Women in Agriculture, the Role of Public, Private, and Government Partners. The contribution of women in agriculture in Ghana cannot be underrated. Most women are involved in agro-processing, food distribution, and producing larger proportion of Ghana's food requirements. Women also constitute more than half of the agricultural labor force in Ghana, and they continue to play a crucial role in economic, rural development, and poverty reduction. We in the National Farmers and Fishermen Award winners, InfoWAD, have higher numbers of women membership who have won various awards in the National Farmers Day celebrations and always featuring in the top 3 national best farmers in recent years. Wofagric is therefore a good platform to reward the achievements of women in the agricultural value chain and to pay tribute to the efforts and contributions by women for their role towards ensuring food security, poverty alleviation, and employment creation.
Dear Yakina, impression, and dear information. I was saying, I said, oh, what for now? Oh, yeah, Juma. What's so when you would say, didn't I dream? Say, oh obi nso so hwɛ me agric minister ɛwɔ hɔ aban nso so ani wɔ deɛ meyɛ mu na etimi ahyɛ wo nkran mebakyɛ yɛ mɔ yɛn nsɛm ɛma mfo yɛn mpani baako bi mu nso so ɛbɛba abɛkasa ɛde ama yɛn ɛyɛ Ashanti Regional Director Mofa Reverend John Menu na sɛ ɔno no wie a afei yɛbɛma mpanimfoɔ no yɛ maame no mo de wɔn afuo no baeɛ aba akyire hɔ na wɔn akɔhwɛ ama yɛn sɛ deɛ yɛgye mu de ama Reverend John Menu Reverend yɛda se.
His Excellencies, Honorable Regional Minister, distinguished Queen Mothers present, distinguished Women Award winners, ladies and gentlemen, friends of the media, all protocol observed. I am touching briefly on the theme, transforming women in agriculture, the role of public, private, and development partners. Mr. Chairman, women have been major players in the agriculture sector whose recognition has been dedicated to the background in times past. Seemingly, because of the deep level patriarchal society that existed and hence became a subliminal influence to the gatekeepers that are men, the level of recognition meted out to women. However, in recent times, there has arisen the need to empower women greatly in this sector. In order to fulfill an all-inclusive growth, it is a necessity largely because women constitute more than half of the labor force, that's around 80% of agriculture. The source is from FAO and UN. Therefore, it is statistically and economically prudent and expedient to empower them in order to enjoy astronomical growth as an economy. The agencies that are the main conduits to the empowerment of women are the public sector, that's government, private sector, and development partners. And indeed, these agencies have played significant roles hitherto. I shudder to say there is more to do. Though there isn't any form of strictly stipulated functions these agencies must abide by, there seem to be very significant contributions, and like Oliver Twist, the women cry out, we want more. The public sector, which is the custodian of the public purse, as part of its all-inclusive development agenda, can engage in a more streamlined approach by engaging the various women groups and allocating supports to them in the form of funds, training, provision of logistics, etc. By this approach, there will be the assurance that the policy of transforming the women in this sector is fulfilled to the letter, and thereby making growth measurements possible. Banks and credit unions, which form part of the private sector, can lend credits at cheaper rates that will serve as a boost to women who wish to expand their stakes in order to meet growing demand. In addition to the private sector input, NGOs with the objective of engaging the agricultural sector can add, as part of their programs, women-centered programs in strategic areas. The programs may include training and retraining, workshops, symposia, etc. The training and retraining will serve as benefit of making the women that patronize it abreast of modern methods operations in the sector. Workshops and symposia will also serve the same. The role of development partners may include, among other things, researching into the various branches of the sector, providing relief funds, and also logistics. Research provides a deeper understanding of the sector. A deeper understanding can therefore be translated into improved efficiency and effectiveness, hence better productivity. And funds and logistics will serve as a prop-up to these women groups. It is therefore evident that when these three bodies perform a diligent functions of their role, will contribute to the force that is required to transform the women greatly, which will ultimately inure to the benefit of the economy in the form of significant growth. The COVID-19 pandemic presents a devastating threat to lives and livelihood around the world. Much attention regarding the gender-specific implications of COVID-19 is focused in the health and educational sectors. But it is important to recognize that although the pandemic is obviously a health crisis, it is also a food security and economic crisis that affects us all. Agriculture implementers adjusting activities or developing COVID-19 mitigation interventions should consider that women will likely experience greater impacts on social and economic prospects as a result of reduced income and food security. Women farmers should be given all the needed support to boost food security. The Ashanti region is taking a commanding lead in the government flagship program Planting for Food and Job, and most women are beneficiaries. As at last year, 2019, we had 257,000 farmers participating in the program. Let me say that as a regional director of Wofagric, I have a passion for agriculture and the nation at large, and strongly believe that this COVID-19 pandemic is a pivotal movement to support women farmers. Let me welcome you to the only and one garden city of West Africa, Kumasi, and have a fruitful discussions. Thank you very much.
The Regional Director of Agriculture, the Chairman of the occasion, Nana Mahima, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It is very essential that everybody on this earth needs to eat. And this is the first work that the government gave it to human beings. We have to till the soil and get something to eat. So today, the topic is transforming and sustaining women in agriculture, the role of public, private, and development partners. On behalf of the Deputy Regional Minister, she welcomes everybody here for this occasion. She wished to be here, but because of one or two things, she couldn't. Women are the backbone of men. If women are not in the house, you see that there is very big vacuum in the home. Women are strong figures in our society. Women are the glory of the men. Women are the right hand of the nation building. Women are the sustainers of our economy. Women in the agriculture. Gone are the days when women were relegated to the bottom, that they were just following their husbands to go to farm and cook for them. At this time, or at this dispensation, women are in agriculture. And as the regional director said, we have about 75% doing agriculture are women. On behalf of the regional minister of Ashanti region, she says, are equal to everybody. Don't feel shy to be in agriculture because it is the backbone of every country's development. Now that we are in, the government is embarking on planting for food and for jobs, and women, Ashanti region is taking the lead. Our mother, people's mother, says that he welcomes everybody who is ready and who has prepared to be in agriculture. He will give the person every support that the person needs. She said that formerly she was just going to the market to buy other things. But now, she herself is into agriculture. When you come to her house, all the vegetables, the plantations around her house, she did it herself. So she is encouraging every woman to be in agriculture, to sustain the government vision. I want to if you are the Fiajita. Once na pobia mu ya from one mu jina ho. I want to practice the idea of 50 40 and I'm going to feel. Mammy Elizabeth Ajamai say, oh, Mamma, you go. When I'm only fear the Fiajita. And I met you, Frema. And for that, you, Frema. And for the 40, you, Frema. And for bread, you, Frema. Amen. Chomay. 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 Mamma, Yamamu, I go. My prayer, so when you fear, ne fear teacher. Yamama say, oh, Mamma, Aquaba, oh, Mamma, I say, one trust and near your best year. Want to mean, that's a book of fear with your papa. Say, Yamma, Uncle my Ghana, Uncle Yanina baby, I enjoy. As I'm someone to painting, and son of a man in one young for ever calling. I just said, oh, ban him the phone and support by doing majority. Amen. Put it here at the pleasure. So when you gonna have, and Ghana mine, and I need baby, I drew. A son, some more haunty, and I yet see. Oh, my Ghana at Damoise, as Santa mine at Damoise. Your mammy is better than mine. People's mother, or so or Damunina say, or Mamunina, Aquaba, Damoise.
Mechia mu nyina me din the amazing Grace and I say Grace enimi eboa me business banking director e wo Absa Bank Ghana me pese me hu pa ne se emma ekuafo ejina wo mu nan so wo mutumi tre wo mu hye mu na nkadache national best firm abe yo ba mo aya nominate mu nyina me se me mamo ayiko mo aya de pa emriketuo mu de npa nyina tumrika na so bakofo eninya eye price no na mom se yetimi abeyi mo afuo ni munjuma ene ne amoye e de a trade na che se mo aye bi papa na mo potential to so kwase mo yi bi aka ho nti munyina ne ameka ne se ne mamo ayiko monto asosa onyame nhira mo bebre
nana no mahima ene ahene amo ha regional directors of various institutions, various sponsors, I'll call you legend lady farmers, ladies and gentlemen. I need to be Omre Society and Mushia near between Nkomo. You can't agriculture outside here. You didn't move. Me too many so. Yes, various readings, no, Reverend, Mapidaminsa, Machia, any of my shops, Sunani, Tamale, Greater Accra, Muna, Hombrasim, the Mamuna, Papa. Before answering not can be beyond, me percent, Michia, Mamma, Menamoma, about 2 months ago, as some obey with Mama Yuko. Me Guanin Pong. It's a Guan or year change when you swatch it. Ye can when you fear your home or Gusutias. Guaduman, we are Obia, Didia, then a Michel, no need. We meet how Mr. William Nettie, and he is the head of agro business. Me kasa na me it here because presentation no wa you be first here wo Absa support because so Absa e be for from but your Barclays Bank and you changing no Absa no abbreviation Absa na it here wo Absa Bank Ghana Limited
Ghana has seen the fear or half enemy and son until we've been around for a while. Acquire APSA, FASU, EBWA, people in agriculture. For the past 6 years, we've been lending to your Bob Bessia, Aquafor Bessia. Your name, Aquafor Bibri, USAID, FinCap, and other agencies. To Anamobia, the first war Aquafor, your Bob Aquafor Bessia, and Miriam, and no Mirano. You can't Aquafor, Omo Mujina, a full moon, your share. To us for areas what we describe as the agri value chain. Areas are guano, maize, soya, rice, to mention but a few. Maybe I should say if last year now that was earlier, if last year, and so now you never be to sing. Nti ye maye epipa aso kakra na mum ya sign aba fully I support Eguafo in various ways over the past 6 years. After ye je Eguafo tum eti agro business no area ya dia tumu yie pa ya wu nimde yetimi bua Eguafo ewo various areas. You have secured and unsecured loans or short-term loans. You have from into a friend ESD. And in short, the friend say contract financing and invoicing discounting. Then we also have trade products, LCs. Guarantees, any overdraft. If you are your core commercial asset financing, now if your project financing, if your name in Kunku, and also your sharing in our see a work for. If Sir work will be just Ghana as in Rural Development Fund, and after your name Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and so on, and she share our part and also at the work for. And see, where my bonus offer. Now, in conclusion, the American said, open some you put to my dear. And yet, in a year. That's the way in a year, dear. I home come and in and that, and fast also be baby. I told me, yeah, me call my clients be what such Rockland Farms or a poultry farmer, Kukwada and say, Madam, need it to her. Oh, okay. Because her, if you have a fear, I am not training, because actually the would say, that would be. No akokwato na wafa na wabo ano eye akomukaso nti say pese ye ku adwuma dia ye ni yie ni am di twa to okra ne se me ma me nom eni me nua ma mo ye ku adwuma me mama you go me pa cho mo feel proud ese ne ya sadeto na wa betna ha ese woman in agriculture oh yes special person obudu beka say oh yeah legend.
My name is Dankwa Aduyobo. I'm the West Africa Regional Director for Yara. I would like to see that women in agri go beyond the subsistence farming. I would like to see that when we start to talk of large-scale farmers, national award winners, we start to talk of women. A lot of the time you see a lot of men leading the front, and what I would really love to see that women start to be part of that high level results.
Congratulations to the Gold in the Soil nominees and winners. Your hard work is so important, and I'm so proud that it's recognized today. Thank you for all the work that you do to improve conditions for people in Ghana. Ghana needs more of you. Congratulations.
Na Mr. Bank dear ni dem penifo kan nyina no roni beka say ye take note na ebia na ehia sembisa eniti na omo wo ha eniti na penifo to won sa e frɛ wo no ye be call exhibition akwa akɔhwɛ mfunuane na ye di aba no
The award and the recognition means so much. If you look at all the sectors of Ghana, all the sectors, the industrial sector, the educational sector, the mining sector, and all of them, agriculture sometimes tends to play in the backseat. So when some farmers or one particular farmer is seen as having done a laudable job and has to be recognized, I believe that all other farmers share in it. So for me, it is a big booster. And I speak like this because basically very few people knew me. I spent close to 30 years in the corporate world, big international corporate. Very few people knew me. But I'm sure that my name is a household name simply because I became the national best farmer and I have become an influence right in the community where I operate my farms. So such recognitions are extremely important. I think if you look at the whole agricultural program and especially the national awards, they're not limited to just maybe nominating or awarding one single person. It's an award which recognizes over 3,000 farmers across the country. And on the back of that, so everything starts from the district levels and it moves up and culminates in the national awards. And on the back of every event on that Farmers' Day, there are exhibitions. So we have farm produce exhibitions, and besides the farm produce exhibitions, you know that agriculture is not just farming. I mean, I tend to call it, and I think it's appropriate that we call it agribusiness, because it is a business. So everything from the input providers, to the research people, to the scientists, to the people who market, to the trackers who move agricultural produce, to the processors. All of this sums up to become the agribusiness. And that is a day where everybody gets the chance to exhibit what they have to show. It is not just a profit-making venture. I don't see it purely as that. And I see it rather as something which is very, very useful, simply because many farmers, and once I settled on my farm, I realized that we do not even get maximum yields, sometimes simply out of ignorance. So if all these players along the agribusiness value chain come together and they can exhibit and demonstrate what they have to improve the agribusiness sector, it is really laudable. And that is why I think that for government to recognize the National Farmers' Day as a national holiday is something that is truly appropriate.
The women of Ashanti region in agriculture, I come to you today to be with you for the 2 days of the training forum and the award night, the award evening for the next day, happening on the 6th and 7th of August. I'm very impressed to know that there is a program to encourage women in agriculture in the Ashanti region. We all know how hard you work from day to night, not only on the farms, but also in the value chains, doing agro-processing, trading, and all that. In fact, I would say that when it comes to farm trade, it's almost the exclusive domain of women in Ashanti region and many parts of the country. For this, we have great confidence in the work that you do, and we appreciate the contribution that you make to Ghana's economy. In terms of what government is doing to assist women, I'm sure you're all aware of Planting for Food and Jobs. In Ashanti region, it started very slowly in the year 2017 when we came into office. And we launched the Planting for Food and Jobs by the President of the Republic in Goso in April 2017. That year, participation in Ashanti was quite low. Only about 17,000 farmers joined the program, of which nearly half were women. But I'm glad to say that in the last 2 years, there's been a fantastic increase in the participation of farmers in the Planting for Food and Jobs program, where, as we speak, nearly 250,000 farmers in Ashanti are beneficiaries of Planting for Food and Jobs, of which 48% are women. It really shows the commitment of women to farming and agriculture in the course of the work that we're trying to do. They benefited from not only improved seeds, but also fertilizers, which we are subsidizing at a rate of 50% for fertilizers. In some cases for seeds, we are subsidizing as much as 90% for hybrid seed, maize seeds and others. We want to congratulate you, we want to encourage you. Women are being targeted, especially when it comes to vegetables and high value agricultural produce. And those of you in Ashanti who are taking advantage of the government's program, we encourage you and your sisters and your family to also come on board. You become role models in your various vicinities, and we wish you all the best. When it comes to personal commitment, I myself am a farmer. I have farms in about 3 regions of this country. In Ashanti region, we will come to Brofwedu and Bansumem, we are there. We are in Brongahafo, now the Brongo region, and also in the Western region. We know how agriculture has really gone through a lot of difficulties in the past, and this government is committed to ensure that all the benefits are given, the support are given in order that we can transform the country through agriculture. Congratulations for those who win the awards, and all the best for your lives as farmers and as traders in food and agriculture. Thank you.
Post-COVID-19 and beyond, assessing and understanding the challenges and opportunities for women in agriculture. Women comprise the largest percentage of the workforce in the agriculture sector, but do not have access and control over all land and productive resources, as the earlier speakers have said. They form the majority of those employed in the agriculture sector. They comprise about 43% of the world agricultural labor force, which rises to 70% in some countries. In Africa, 80% of the agricultural production comes from small farmers, who are mostly rural women. The source is from FAO and UN. Women make significant daily contributions to their households as employed wage earners, as entrepreneurs, and caretakers for their families and elders. However, female farmers are less likely to succeed when compared to their male counterparts. This problem is often due to a number of setbacks that range from a lack of same access to seeds, credit, extension services, and technology. Unfortunately, they are also less likely to own land, as statistics show that only 20% of landowners globally are women. Also, if they hope to inherit family property, the law may deprive them of an equal share, or social norms and traditions may simply favor their male relatives. A large number of female farmers in the sub-Saharan operate at the subsistence and smallholder level, with average holding of about 1 to 3 hectares. And sadly, a disproportionate share of the agricultural production is left to their hands, with little or no access to modern improved technologies. I think COVID-19 has taught us a lesson that we should diversify, and beside our farms, we should have other alternative activities being done. Thank you.
One thing we have realized with specific reference to women farmers is that the problems and the challenges are well known. I'm sure a lot of our women here know those challenges. Access to finance, unfair land tenure systems, sometimes cultural practices that goes against them. But one thing that we have realized is that for women to overcome these things post-COVID, and having realized the fact that the agri sector is key when we go through challenging times like this. I think when the lockdown was about to be done in Accra, Tema, no one was thinking of going to buy a car or going to buy roofing sheets. Everybody was thinking about buying food and other essential commodities to store, meaning that agriculture is very, very important. And therefore, post-COVID, for us, we believe that there needs to be deliberate policy direction, deliberate interventions to help our women, because they are already marginalized. And as you read in your introduction, in emergencies like this, then that marginalized group becomes even more disadvantaged. And like our director mentioned, the women form a small part of those who are benefiting from the government interventions. So if we want to push women up, we need to target them deliberately. For Yara, we have made a conscious decision that we need to give priority to women farmers.
I'm working in the poultry sector, so processing is a big part of the poultry meat industry, and this is often dominated by men. Then there's also sometimes the belief of a woman, oh, I can't do this. This is a limited belief. This might be based on the way you have been grown up, maybe cultural aspects, so these are all things that might, especially after a crisis, weigh harder on women because they are thinking this harder through and think, oh, you see, before it didn't work well, and during the crisis, oh, I was even worse, and now how do I get out of this? So yeah, this might all have effect on how we are getting out of the COVID period. And we might have to start thinking about it already now, what we want to do and how we want to overcome.
This is time for questions. 2 or 3 questions, and then we will stretch ourselves, please.
Maybe Catherine will say it too. Women in poultry value chain. Ashanti Reading President, National Vice. Intimidate Hama, poultry for Emma, and Cocoton for, Incusiaton for, in Miania poultry for a use and so for Nemitina Homa. And baby, yetimi, and when they say, Yamano, especially a Cocoton for no, any Cusiaton for that, what they can see in a so. Baby, or what on tone near man, it would be a yana and shed our ancient crime. The Sabria, yes, she has said, my, ye per se, a maiduma, ever queen. If they want to do so, ɛwɔ Ghana ha sɛ ɛyɛ adwuma a ɛmutrɛ yi ɛkwan bɛn so na minister agric minister Daroma wɔn ba bɛso yɛ mu te sɛ yɛmfa ne secretary a wɔn mu si ka wɔn bɛma yɛ mmaa yi bi nkokɔtɔnfoɔ yi ne nkosuafoɔ yi afei poultryfoɔ nso so no yɛhia mmoa bebree a bɛno so ɔno mu de ne nyinaa kwan bɛn so na mobɛbie mo ntaba mu ɛde ama yɛn na yɛtumi aba
na yɛnnuaba no ebisa no otwi eti bɛso mɛka no twi na biri a ato akyerɛ mu kakra wɔ yɛdi kan ne sɛ mmerɛ COVID-19 baeɛ no nokwasɛ ne poultry farmers ɛna wɔn ho ɛkɔ ho paa sɛ na ɛdu baabi a yɛyɛ wɔ Greater Kumasi atotom obi nkɔ obi mma ɛna dodoɔ na nkokɔ no ato kosua na esu mu a wɔn nya ato nti meka sɛ wɔn mpanyinfoɔ frɛ ɛma ntɛm naa no yɛfrɛ people's mother pàtó wɔn a wɔn nsɛm ma people's mother oni ha deɛ deputy regional minister ɛna ɔne ɔno aso ne regional minister ɛka bɔ mu ne mpo a COVID-19 baayi obi nkɔ obi ma nti wokɔkra nkɔ ewura ba ɛma ɔno kɔ ɔhwɛ deɛ ɔno de bɛhwɛ ne nkorɔfo nti ɛbrɛ do sɛ saa poultryfoɔ no nyinaa n'aban ne wɔ so nti mo mmra na ɛhaw bi a ɛwɔ mu biara no yɛnhu mpanimfoɔ yɛnhu kwan yɛbɛfa so a ebi ha no firi hɔ because ɛmu ni hɔ a adwuma no ɛnkɔ yie.
Mpakyɛw yɛfrɛ me Rebecca Aboakye yɛ president ma Nyankodo Farmers Association farmers based organization so me na mewini ɛwɔ municipal assembly na yɛ maame ka poto kasa bi sɛ onipa baako oyɛ adeɛ bebree a ɛma wɔ brɛ anaasɛ ɛsɛe na mepɛ sɛ mebisa ne sɛ makɔtɔ asase na medua koko na baabi yɛ nsuo na mesusu sɛ mede dua ɛmo brobe na ɛbɛyɛ yie a mepakyɛw pii ɛnyɛ anaa.
In agricultural, of course, when you are having your lands, it's for your soil much better if you do rotation. So if you can make a plan where you can say, okay, on this land I do now soy, on that part of the land I do now maize, and on that part of the land I maybe leave it idle, and then you rotate the next year, that's fine, yeah? What I was talking about was you might maybe want to go into your production, and then you also want to go into your processing, and then you also want to go into your selling and your marketing. Well, you not even have one of the activities 100% under control, which then makes that you are not efficiently using all your capacity that you have at that time, because you're dividing all your time between 3 different areas, and you might not be able to do then the best thing. Well, if you're focusing on your land and you say, okay, I'm starting this crop now, and a few weeks later I'm having this crop where I can focus on, and then a few weeks later or a few months later that crop, that's fine, yeah? But make sure that your time is divided good, and that you're not kind of running around like a chicken without a head from one place to another, trying to do everything while you can't manage even one thing good.
The Wofagric Farmers Association. I said, Bisani said, you share a money train when she are now. A more time, they be a skill and a way na your tongue. Ghana some quad, you never say, yet one cocoa or your life better, yet messy skills to that. It's been for them a more their poultry farmers, and they say your poker. Oh, you too much day, a man of Subanon by Chekokona, or soon more with more, not messy. I don't believe now poultry farmers now boca.
About you need to say poultry and now say cocoa here now. And no, he said cocoa say no. A buying air talk through produce buyers, no. And see the skill and issues, no, so I because they do person almost see people farmers. And so this are a bit more easy to say they standardize the skills, you know, not going at the right price. So and all those are there. But stress I find you anymore. I'm saying I'm kind standard board for no I see. Now if you are someone they are not kind of so any. If you are the brand they say on so senior better ama you brand also no so no so enforcement. And see I never key in you can see any. Now it's me in standardization the here. There's an Nipan go here to man when he said or discuss it say more. At the end of the day, no say no being because me planning the home. If you want to get in that process, and when you have the same meaning said, let on at this price, not mean if I saw see. And see, I don't hear the advantage let me dream here. The standard board for no I say. As program no cost for no, so I mind me, I will be home for more. Now, if you are forced to eat the annual, then
as mentioned, my name is Selo Moheni, and I work with Bright Hotels Ubers as a manager for business development. And I've had interaction with farmers all over the country in different forms. So I want to share with you the little experience that I have interacting with them and what we can do to move the business to the next level. So this morning, first I want to talk about financing. I know financing is a challenge to all of us here. Don't always think about having a cash to go into farming. Let's clear ourselves of that mind. We also know of people that are buying the farm produce, the gari, the cassava, the commodities they call it. They are also ready to give the farmer some input with the promise that when they harvest the input or the output, they will buy it and give you balance. So we also need to explore that. I heard the minister or the big man here talking about government. You can't do without government. There are a lot of initiatives. We need to buy into it. To be able to scale your business, I know not all of us can write, sorry, but we should find some small notebook somewhere that the JHS boy in the house or the SS boy in the house can do some recording for you. Keep that book yourself. When you make your sales, call that little boy, come and write this here for me, 2 CDs. Because I can tell you for a fact that everybody will be scared to deal with a farmer that cannot tell a history. He wants to have a fair idea. How much did you yield last year, last quarter? You should be able to tell some story. It's the only way a third person can have an interest in you. So let's try and have some small notebook in the corner there, somebody helping us recording what we sell, what we buy. Okay? We also need to accept new technology. As I mentioned earlier, scaling up the business doesn't necessarily mean doing more acres. It's more of increasing the yield. And if you used to maybe apply NPK at early stages and it gives you 1 bag, and now they are telling you apply the NPK at a different stage, it will give you 2 bags. You need to accept those changes and move on in that manner. Quality should always be at the top of your mind. Quality, quality, quality. There isn't much time for today. I'm sure if you are here tomorrow, we will deliberate further when we are seated on a round table. I thank all of you, and I wish we will interact. I'm around so we can talk after the program. I thank you so much.
Good afternoon, all of us. I am supposed to be contributing to how to finance agriculture. The last 11 years, we have worked on 3 main things that I would like us to share, especially with women farmers. 1, stop thinking outside the box and act outside the box. We were pushed to think and think and think outside the box. But now it is time to act outside the box. A lot of us as farmers do too many things. And for that reason, we are not able to be called a name. We are not able to be known by one particular aspect. So let's think. We've thought too much. Let's act outside the box. Agriculture, it's not about I don't have money. It is not also about access to land now. Look for partners of interest. I'm happy Yara has mentioned a group known as St. Cecilia in Tuna. We started with St. Cecilia in Tuna in 2010. And their group is a group of 30 members. 90% of them are widows. Widows were branded as witches. They were branded as, and for that they were taken out of the communities. We took that group and we made them to go into APRA and bee development, beekeeping in agriculture. Today, the cashew farmers in that area are chasing them to bring 1 hectare into a hectare of cashew farm, just 1 beehive. The last one is group collateral, group security, group guarantee. I hear 45 of the women, queens, ordinary women, disabled, challenged people are going to be awarded. Alberta, I challenge you, put those people together and let's put them together into a group savings. A group savings. Even if they decide to save 50 cedis a week, that 45 people, we have developed a model. They can save from all the regions, into a central pool. The next few years, St. Cecilia will loan money to all the financial institutions that are there. Currently, they are generating 120,000. Widows group, 120,000. What are they doing with it? So we are looking for APSA. Please come. You started the project with us as Barclays Bank. At that time, you didn't have a branch around that area. Now you don't need a branch. There's mobile money. Please come. Come and take St. Cecilia's 120,000 and multiply it for them. Thank you.
Before I start, I just need to ask a question. Are you farmers?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you help me? Those who are into the farming business, can you stand up, please? So my name is Haidar Mathas. My friends call me Kwabna Haidar. I work for Interplast. And for those who don't know Interplast, we are a 50 years old company into piping systems.
Interplast. Yeah, what's it one na nyoko fo fra na kwabena na o ma ye adwuma no abesi mfie besi aduonu mini ho na odi ne dwuma o mo ye pipe ya ye fie na he.
And 3 years ago we started selling irrigation materials.
Se besi mfie mi ense ko no mo sha se o mo ton enema hodo ye de twinsuo e ba ye fuo mo no.
Irrigation for vegetable farms, for maize, for mango trees, for cocoa trees. Basically irrigation for different crops that you are all farming.
I
think you all realize that the weather is changing. For example, this year, the rainy season started very late, and now it hasn't been raining for a while, right?
We are looking
Then, for this, I know this is causing a confusion. When to plant, how to plant. If it's not raining, how are we going to do with our farms?
Se ababa ye darwin de atuni papi no so se da ben mpo na meka kodom asase na machine tanan mafundam na majaze adua dabe e na me ba be hye dwumadi na ase aya adwendwen a ebi anim bra ya ba be hye ku adwuma no ase.
This is on one side. On the other side, you can only produce once. If you don't have an irrigation system, you can produce only once during the rainy season, and that's it. And since everybody is producing during the rainy season, then the products are cheap. When you sell, you don't get enough money.
Wasisi ade ba ko aba beda ho ne se obi atwen esu tobere ne wa sha ase adua ne no bae nti basa ne mani nyina ba bom prekope nti basa na ba ko adua ma so ne gu ho na e pro because obi ade ne de aba ba se wohunu ekwan e fa so ye de twinsuo e ba ye mfom e pebere mu a e boa ma obi a no bae e kofom no na wo nko ade e den de bia no na wo dwom a wonya ne ma etom.
My colleagues here were giving you a lot of examples how to improve your business, how to bring it to the next level. And I will do the same exactly. Unless you start using advanced techniques, we will always stay as we are, small farm that is waiting for the rain. If we get good rain, we get good product, but the price is not good. And if it doesn't rain, you will not produce, and then you will not make money.
Wasisi sikan kwenti e na wo yekua ne de ne won so sesa wonsan no kakra na ne oba de bobrem ne ma ye de wura ku adwuma mu no won so bo modern say wonsa be so bi so na etimi amboa ma e pebre mu kura no watimi ayekua enya ofudi aton se de be ya dane de nyina no benya sikan so e de ato abrabo no so.
I'm not going to go into the technical details of irrigation. Those who are interested, our stand is outside. After lunch, you can always pass by and we can discuss your requirements of irrigation.
Wacha se mbreni sinya afi no de eba be wura mu kwan ya fa so ya twinsuo ba ya fom kwan ya fa so afidie ne yes park ne sen na je na me de be gum da bi o se nya no ba be kire na na emo mo masi pono e wa kire ho no mo ase ye ko na ye ko pe bibi kakra akanya no a obetimi akopono no ho na se mese bia no watimi akọ no akọkire mu akire wo mo e kwan afidie no nso sabe so bi so ana se kwan ya obetimi afa so no be dinkita ho a ono betimi aboa wo sa kwan no so na bra obia enoba ye e hye no na wo nko ade e da so je.
My name is Mama Ayipe Ahmad III, Queen Mother from Abutiakule, Whole West in the Volta region. I am a farmer, a maize farmer, and variety of crops. I am the 2019 Royal Agro Award winner in the Volta region. What I would like to say is that, in fact, this program, Agri House Foundation, they are empowering women as to how they will go about their farm products and they will get money into their pockets. Formerly, the men have been bullying with the women that if they don't give us money, we will not get money into their pockets. But now that our eye opener, which is the Agri House Foundation, has come to open our eyes that we women, we can also do it and do it even better than the men, we applaud the Agri House Foundation. And secondly, I applaud ABSA also. Madam Grace Enim Yebua, my kind courtesy. She also supported me this season in farming. Thank you.
National Board for Small Scale Industry. And I said, yeah, we have a progressive licensing scheme. And he said, we didn't run a cry very register. Now amount certificate, you do best start pink. You do the pink now. Now you do work or yellow. Just a go in. Now, Uber go in I get very good. Now, I register. Now, I'm not green. It is a stiano. There were 3 different certification systems. Yeah. And he said, you were green. You started with pink. You're correct. You're correct. You started with pink. Pink is color tomato 17. And you started with pink. You different pink. And you know, you have a show on. Now, amount max. Wouldn't you best 45 and I say, Bibi, and amount are pink. It's a very register. Who could have pink now? Who push shop now, veggie? I don't know private in Yabasa, Yao Mukase, and Yashe. Young cancer was see a dime answer. Say, I started with Indiani, But say my catch say ye ndro ye cosmetics ye medical device in yama. It ye be yama omunyina nema ye hwe so nyina no ye be ye. Obi can about chicken. Say we should process the chicken and so on and so forth. That is very good. But to process the chicken, unya edi. The emuni say one ma ama yambwa ama usan number na. Would the bedroom market na ya ye dwich. Ye mami, ye nuanu, ye sister penny, this sister ketwa. Na ma bejina unya maso na me sisa. Ehami, etemi, but ejuma na no. It even though me person me ba beje oniama. Because really, ye fa ye free. Ye jia, ye fan ye free. Ye jia, ne afre kase. Ne ya sanko tuaka no ma say na mai. It's not beneficial to us. And so recently, we launched MPSSI and launched activity B. So ye so most of the time, so we list kaprana, they will help you to do the registration. Yada masisa mama ye di anidi. Ya mi shram no mamu on shamu kran. Na mu komo enim. Na mu ntimi nye adwuma na nye kese sen de ayi. Ayeko.
And we that yeah, obi aye mori e ku pack musa. It is na na opportunity ma na o de apa ko bisa. Mo kan ni kwanso. Okay. So say you mention invite
policy officer Agra.
Make a short mistake. Your friend said, when you are was so high to my family, not with me up way.
And now, last person here, Mr. Emmanuel Watson.
Damasi. If you are mango, eka henna. If you are, you will tick no great gas in sugar 20 come from. If you are 100 acres, if you are 200 acres, if you are cocoa, if you are cash, pay 200 acres. Your fish pond, tilapia, masfish, say, yeah, dinner. What the no maximum be kakra. Oh, ma, I'm so one year almost said, as I sit a share one year and then now, get me a grammar, you will be a friend international certification. Our full standard here. You can know here we are saying some Madame of Casano standards in quality. We show standards no quality here. Who find their own. Yet me, you pay Yaproma about a share on South Africa. Mama is certificate. It says, you get a young gun, I feel the problem. You let me, I will not customers one quadia. You drew her on the view grammar. Now, nearly try her in Bredum, may yet gratitude. Managing director, me international companies, and so on, and now what you want to do. And you really said, then a failure over than met him. Oh, drop from her, you can't say that near my area, no, a net. The Pacific River, Namibia, Eka, or her, meaning Sika, as I said, in Saka. With Yama, for which you wait now, Abango. Now, you will say, Paul, grandson, not Wofagric director. And it's say, I'm so good director. And great Wofagric only, make you. It's a director, who knew my dear young and phone store. Who knew more better than myself. But movie star, better. Put your mango, I mean, the mango yet. Say, if you are mango, very Eka, if you're from Eka Bakubia, my is 10,000 Ghana cedis, 100 million. It's about. Obinsu Dia, 1,000. Difference in it, and yet, if I be brain, say a papa, you talk now, why you now, Java, so, and I said, and one was said, no, and so we had to say a young one. And if I'm sure my drink also. Pay fee of anything, and I bring director be bar. Buy your food or buy a number of a catcher and say, well, yeah, talk and what and talk more than 12. Not for Muku, yes, it will not for Muku. And what 12 no emu 4 ye ni ho adwuma na ka ngotwe eti be bosumi nsia a yɛkɔhwɛ na nwa 12 no ba ko bi ato kusia pai be ahasa nti yɛhwɛ no na kyerɛ nwa be sɛ 8 bɛ no ngotwe no na nwa a yɛwɔ wo kuo no mu na ɛkɔ be nkemiɛnsa ahelu mi bisa no mo se ɛwɔ hɔ bisa yɛ dɔkra yɛ nwa no sɛ be sɛ bi o ankra mpira buki ba ɛtɔwɔ from Branson yɛkɔ yɛ ma no tɔre yɛ mpan ya na hyeto ɛnwa yɛni bɛrima na yɛni ɔbaa nwa bi ayɛ bɛrima na ɔsan yɛ ɔbaa nti yɛtɔ gu mu no aboa yɛ nwa nwɔtwe no afeni fani ɔma pai ama yɛwɔ nwa bɛyɛ mpem num 5,000 sisi ɛnɔkorɛ wopa wobɛtumi ayɛ wɔ wode akyi wɔ space kakra wɔ hɔ adeɛ a mmoa no biara kotommere na papa borɔfo no agya mu wofiri ɔmo anwummerɛ biara na ɔbɛhyia apete so kakra deɛ wobɛhwɛ ne sɛ ntɛte akɔm deɛ ɔmo nyinaa bɛmu but yɛwɔ nnipa a wɔsua ho adwuma bi nnipa no bi wɔ kuma ase baakɛse yɛ a enti obi a n'ani gye ho mɛtumi ne contact no ama menim obi a wayɛ nwa akuo saa deɛ dua mango bɛyɛ eka aduonu nkɔyɛ managing director na meyɛ adwuma meyɛ MD a mehwɛ MD 22 so ɛwɔ Africa ne Middle East ɛnɛ meyɛkuani 2 years ago meyɛ best farmer sika na menya dollars na mte abukyi ɛnɛ de menya hwɛboro so yɛso ɔnye ni no abɛta momfa number ɛma nipa na ɔmfrɛ me in chambers. Thank you very much.
All that I want to know, can I be a training in your farm on snail farming? Because my interest lies there very much. I'm also a vegetarian and I'm into poultry. The birds you are eating over there, I care for them from Rockland.
USD and UES have been bringing students to the place. We take interns. And some of those ladies who drive the tractors, they come as interns, so you're welcome. Abeta, you can share my number, please.
Me pacho ya frame avoka vaida. Me do emo. Me pacho me question a me bisani. Mahu say mama money ya ba yen afiafo ahiafo so. Na first no abai ebo abaso a no obo esikafo abaso. Yen say ansa na piani yen a yegina hɔ ye a ye ni bi. Ubado 4 acres 5 acres no. Na wa bremu pa. Nanka me nim say abai babo abaso a nanka obo yen ahiafo abaso. Se matimi atiti me more adofuo 4 acres and 5 acres. Na omo hwe sikafo awa ekrom. Na omo wa sika edo afuo akase. Hia ni ba do afuo etimi ado 4 acres and 5 acres no. No wa beremu pa. But mahu say matwa mani abahweye. Maya ade nya mensra mo.
Efere me ora yire berika Samuel Toto. Meso me ye pensioner. Na wonkasa ye mu na ma mani ajipu adwuma ho. Na de mpese bisa se enwa no e pa twa se metima nya wo number na wa kire me hu yi a ase me hu se kwadwuma ya adwuma na me dim 70 me ye bi but me hu se enwa de metumi aye bi nti me da se
di yesi ya me mango ya example ya mango no a flower ya na bunch na blue skies HW ane nipa omba ba to no ba be eyi ma se na ne edi anu awi meto articulator say meto we say yafuru kan 90 acres ya rie bebre ba nipa bebre mango ase yafu hu ama ese mango farmers omo twen tonic ase ye de ni say ya ko pa da romanti se ya ye ni ti no it mean ya to say ya pin articulator more than 20 and then pra make us out hey articulators here from home umutwa nkofo afro hu no akweho adinti eno aye chise only friend planning ena bibia wo ye bia wo hwe na ne tonet dia matwo ho kakra
Nyani bebree bi na make kan we udua bro na ye udua beans udua tomato na ye bi abako na bebo na ko yentia bi abako bebo an se uti na kwa ya ntokra utumi hata nga kra wa hata na dry pepper on the entry tisani ma mo de tuto ho a e ton enye
the from Mary Pradu Yado offenso Women Farmers Association leader person bisa Mrs. Labi say na daroma eduru emre bia wo de atimi bebu pa yento na sabre no wo ebe pro enu nti no ma me ama to me bu ase e de aye plantain chips e kakra bi se metimi aton enu na eye seasonal sabre wo de anyway mitimi nye nti na daroma samre kakra na meye we na me manam pro matimi de eno ahwe enkora ni school no dano so asese me beye ho nkrata na midas
Nunti ena ye progressive licensing. And it's rested. First capacity bia emma me SA registration. Say 1 year one share. Na chese baby a odi bepo. A o bepo no if one bepo through kakra obenya bibie free mu. What do you call no me? What do you call for trade no say there be FDA for ba hanti so uni o paper me dia me. Iti baby am ko me me aton dodo. Who to be farm? Now, progressive nonsense, corporate, it's and yet, you both Castabia. And my name, they account dry pepper. Castiano, and as I never go to you. Then we see a true one. Some of the blender. I thought you were doing a you want the cook of my cakes, and I am saving. 18 on the powder pepper and the Afra tomato. Did you get a son now? Who bet me and ya? Pepe, and then we shout like a higher. And bro, we are now dry, now we may not do it, now one level. Now, dear, what your crack of number, little more. The dear, you all, we are somehow into it. Wait to me, dear farmer. The dear, you are going to meet him. But the one then is start, and no energy problem. And to me, my name, I'll say a plantain chips, bra, your more pain certificate, bra, wait to me, I
How can women build long-term resilience in future crises through sustainable mechanization and technology? Say, can you present a bad day? And then, you bet me a painting, and now up there for Kaya, you bet so, and the idea, and if you do my, you be Juma, bra or how be. I need naso about it today. I got technology and yes, everything I did design. One kasa, you think it's a ma, if you are 42, if you are funky to have it me. Abra, over USI, you know, Ekasano, or deliver mobile phone. Technology, I know, be a phone. Upon that, you let me phone, I am clear. I'm a boy. And baby, no. Nia say copy the abbey. Agriculture ni on to me na te emma ofie ene mo me din kitanho senya na mo ye nbre etwemo no enti no sa phone na ekita wo no wo betime de ensam atoso agriculture SMS message ena wa hu nia esa hu bria ebia nso betom enti time we necessary media mediane ena bra award winner papa yi kasa sese ya no o kan se wu dua ade a ese wu hu bra wo bedua bra wo betwa ni nyina ya de asa information no wu hia na no na wo betimi enya every wo phone na ekita wo so se mu ka ko na mu ye ekua enti se ye ka niema etimi ebua kuaye na ebini no ba from di kan kaye no improve seats mesramu mucho equiante que te vuelve a hacer small scale small order farmers muy ya na que se me free na so que tu es le de aka se que tu es ya we no che say what the abefu ebro ana say abefu banchia abe na what me edia na when ya be free na se ya mi de say ya ma mi ba ko kan say project no e ba be free a o de yet and no na ye ka say technology e bi no say we be share be foforo ye ka technology nya ye ka kraka te say nya
ebi abrochire obi yɛ plane kɛseɛ bi obi yɛ bibi nwanwasoɔ nanso yɛn ankasa yɛ mɛmu kakra bi a wankasa asɔkuani wobɛtumi ayɛ eti mesrɛ wo sɛ berɛ a wowayɛ na wanya information yi mesrɛ wo sɛ bɔ mmɔden a sɛ wo ne agriculturefoɔ no ɛbɛdi nsawɔsoɔ sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a mobɛhu abɛɛfo kwan a yɛfa so de yɛ kuya ɛsiane sɛ ɛno ne ɔkwan a yɛbɛfa so a ɛbɛtumi aboa yɛn na nea ɛdi akyire koraa ne sɛ ɛnim sɛ mokɔ so ara moyɛ adwuma moayɛ adwumaden na deɛ ɛbɛyɛ yɛ nyinaa dɛ ɛne sɛ yɛbɛhu sɛ mobɛnya sika agu mu koto na no bɛba saa na agye sɛ mofa abɛɛfo kwan a yɛnnɛ yɛabɔ ho dawuro bebree yi mofa so na mode yɛ nkua enti ɛne sɛ mebrɛ no aso enti mempɛ sɛ mɛtoa so na meda mo ase maame no nyame nhyira mo ne adwuma pa a moyɛ ɛnyɛ mo a aka yɛni hɔ ɛyɛ nim sɛ kua no ɛyɛ adwuma pa ɛna mafa enti mɛsrɛ sɛ mobɛkɔ so ara na mmom momfa abɛɛfo kwan so sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a mobɛnya nnɔbaa bebree na sika nso aba mo kotom na yɛn nyinaa nso yɛni ade nyame nhyira mo bebree yɛda mo ase bebree mmayiko.
Concerning the plantain problem that my sister is saying, that when she farms, at times the plantains get rotten and she does some small plantain chips and sells. But I want to advise her too that there's a food in the system that we've been eating, we do call it neat fufu. I hope they've been adding plantain powder to it also. So if our organizers here can help us link up with those companies that produce the neat fufu, so that when we grow our plantains and it is matured, it will not get rotten for us. Thank you.
Session we say no, your last speaker and me kano editi yen mame yen papa Imbadu Boate boss Bachobra na beka also the train. Se bi a wo question dia na eno so wa promote yen na ni nyina no na ye ansa ede emaye.
Yara edumaku a esi ebo akuafo nchido. Ye ya ne se technology ha be ye twayo no eye nema minu. Ba ku ye crop protection. Only say ye boy no ba ye ba. Na ba ku so person say crop nutrition. Yara they are specializing on a crop nutrition. Ye de ya ne se ye fertilizer papa e be gaso e de so ye pia for say de ya ye no ba ya ye dia no. The best soup near the Green and facility. And facility, you can be. Say, Pia, Athibia, say, harvest there, and by now. And a buying fat of the assassin. The Banisa, no, say, some fat assassin, the assassination, you know, yes, some fancy, anything I mean, but like 2. Yet one and a buying, as a quality woman, so it doesn't get said it. You yes, young quality at Jumapua. You fertilizer, and say, you specialize it. Your fertilizer, the year ago, you want the year cuckoo, and you want the year accident. First one, NPK beer, that you need a yet winner. And the second one is a burn of night trouble. And the third one, buying a burn problem. The saying that you do, who have the agreement good year, and you say, or stress one. Na habano nwanwa ya wase se udia na oki mi pepepe kwa night we na no fatete no ebiri na oki nsia no so a na the night carbon ama na se hu se asat eyi flowers na the problem no enso egba habano problem ni de eye nsuo de the spray a kan no kwa hu se no ban a fefe kama na fasodie e we night carbon ni ugu night carbon egwama na ban de na say what you do on so say anka and say cabbage carrot and tomato suppose say popcorn ho na face a china den so what na dey pop e jama na say ka say o pass mpa and now say custom assignment and no buy and pro bia fresh say the china now say custom e wo night of live go as you are using so what na so hata ko ko ni duro sa pe tu ni say Okon be ansana be. I demonstration the be. A demonstration na yin na say wofa asase wa na tab na se wu a wuyi ɛyɛ cost no ma 20 biara o dry a wutimi nya ɛyɛ 2 kilos na we kyerɛ sɛ koko wɔn na kyerɛ sɛ wuya ɛyɛ koko aban ma 1,005 ansa we nya 1 bag na sɛ wudi yara nhyehyɛ ɛyɛ asase wa na tab no biara wuyi hia do sa wunya na 100 posa we nya ɛyɛ bag ba ko a pass no ɛbɛ cost ba
the Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association, Women's Wing. Now, if I told Miss Wing, I said, for what you are for, a binary drum, yet they will take cocoa, my. Next, my bread article, cocoa, ever had time, they say, you may pay Diane, whatever. You may be any cocoa, granted for one while. No one here cocoa, no beer, it is sauce for a million answers to be any one. Not cocoa, granted for one. Oh, my jaws or no machine. Nothing ever found nothing to be a same. The piano cocoa for a passage to a man. It may be such a penny for Adaroma, also a gang and a way a farm.
Asafi offense no. Everything Kuma, no one of us in Kakapra. Mrs. Salaka Kuma was a Madame Mamma, now we are as yet. The idea makers are say, Madame can be said a true time to her, implement Bunty Bayanka. On year of their time or the Beshiabo, it depends as instead of the city. As I see you of her, dry season in Libya, a bean so hard in strawberry. Nancy Tobre then wouldn't mean found could be a pep bread yet. 80 a man so I am a rocky. Who bet may be in strawberry and to Uber. If you want so a pep bread, Uber soup. 80 or no matter who sana may come to us here and say. Eba say bia ewie ni antone kokua ye be ye ne ten eno ho asam na person kakaka wasam na kan mada me nwa ase ti papa because nkruma bo adwuma na me ye
e fa no nkruma ne te say de anti Dorothy kan ye no ye wo kwan a e fa so a e de be hyehye ntuam te say wo kɔ supermarket a wo be hu sesi ho na wo to so sa wo be hu nti ye baas no ni ade ye be hyase ni wo madi ta ho ama wo mani age ho ne fe ne se ne esisi e wo shop ho no obi ehu a na ni beje ho na wa ide wa talk
ye be frɛ Frank ye boa oko so wa ha Frank wa ha confidence agbeko wa ha Kwame Otri wa ha we a very short session na etre ye how are able to me marketing your produce COVID time channels are able to me AUC
papa no me ma me no any inia mia ni inia merima no me di nchia kesi na efi sokodevi na ebrem me pacho me di ndi Frank ye boa okun senior my sister Abueta boy me sokodevi a French word into a short no. In English, it means Cooperative Society for International Development. Many assistant project coordinator and business and market development specialists. The Juma ye no member no papa. Ye boa and mia who produce local rice or Upper East. Na ye share Nyama 4 na ba 9 ya yegina so a ye de boa won ye training on gender equality and environmental sustainability one won klu no na ya sign akawa bom say cooperative a wo benya access to resources sharing the same goals. In all, we look at two things. We look at the Sustainable Development Goal 5, Sustainable Development Goal 8, and Sustainable Development Goal 9. That is environmental sustainability, gender equality, and decent work and economic growth. So it's a digital marketing and an e-commerce platform. You have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have LinkedIn. You now Facebook so. You have pictures, you have selfie, you have You see, you have
free will of creating Facebook platform. Your free will of creating an e-commerce platform. And that is the cheapest platform where we can advertise our produce. And now say, status so, WhatsApp, all the atoto ho, money all the better to ho. Now what on? And you're so simple and cost effective. Make us say cost effective. More degree. Now returns of investment and so more. Unya sales ni more. Emri ni ho anka mecheche mu yi. Medama say
topic na yede ma ye no. Almost say how yede technology ebe boa ama ekuafo enkankan ye ma ekuafo ama o metimi ama omo kuayo no etimi etumpon na etimi akọ enim. Abra ye wo ehihia imu a post covid ya de abaye. Na yara me be kan nyama kakra bi a yara ye de ato akwan mu se ka technology a bonika technology a o hwehwe kwan a abefo kwan a e bi akane nyoma bi a ye ye no ebetimi afa kwan foforo aye a ebeboa emo na se betimi am ye tumpon chen kane no kwan na ne ye no no eno ane technology ne ye kan wasem no na e ba yara so a na se early next year no yara de app bi aba de abefo friend app. You sure say whoop your high, you use smartphone. You sure say a call no P and use WhatsApp and Facebook and then okay can Nini application. Na yara the application me eba betuja but wait a friend of farm weather. Na sa farm weather we a app the next one. A app wait me aboa ma kuani no ehu embra e also we de udua naba embra e say we apply the fertilizer. Embra also heading or yes a kind application and then a kick out the no. And ma weather condition will be on pepe. They say weather apps never honor. A child say be a Kumasi now. The whole of Kumasi no ABI net is your better and ABI net is your top. But that app here I already bet to Jano. And then they walk left side. A betro say oh her golden bean has saying a betro say golden bean high and say na weather net. Na ebia isu beto anase say ni say na say akyerɛw at that time no we create no there is all ye say we be your first application na time you say ye no ene kwan a obefa so na also why enti me born a tough man yes we yara enye say bia say bi oye di dwa keka na say ye fertilizer ho adwuma ye science so disika ehyem eye hwehwemu epe kwan a ebetimi ayi na ya bo ekuafo no no almost wetimi etumpon o moyim. Say bad for coin so when you make a cry, yes, we yet me a dear one shame why they are bad during. It's a maybe see Hana, your coffee, said you am paying for a phone, you know. My friend Palam, catch uncle Apple Play Store and now Google Play Store. Normal cost to share Yara check 80, they are right side. Now I'm down in the Google phone, so now I'm start to use it as a P.
I think my previous colleagues have mentioned the channels already when it comes to digital marketing. And so I will not repeat that, but I want to just bring to your notice some of the platforms. For businesses that are big and can own websites, you can own a free website. There are web hosting companies on the internet, free of charge. You can quickly develop a website in your own room. 10-page website, your opening page, your products, contacts, your free. Organizers, AgriHouse, and then some other companies are into app development, or they contract other people to develop app. And in these apps, they bring farmers together. So if you are here and you have registered, they know you, it's a matter of reaching out to them and then telling them that this is what you are doing. They can just hook you up on the app. And anybody who needs you, maybe you are into yams, and somebody can just go yams, where, Techiman, or, and then quickly your name can pop up and they can contact you. So you don't need to re-engineer the show. That is very, very important. YouTube is free, but find somebody who can develop the videos for you and put there. So this will be for some big farmers who are at some level, but for the smallholder farmers, just hook up to any of the apps and then you can make your sales.
Nesta Kwashi, ewo OCP na wakasa.
Mama no money, nana no money. Mahima Washimwa, chef OCP everywhere. OCP, you make will be a year for last a month. It's in one Morocco, a good man. Now, come idea, young Tombo come here, and so Yakwa said, Bear, Ghana, Gayo Becoso. Now, you might buy a dino, I have my prayer apostle. I have my for Mundova, so a tumpono. And he said, yes, school out.
Me pacho mi chia munina minyimde ya brebre nanso yebeka bibi kakra obe hyen nkran na waabo ahyen wo kwana yebefa do mesiafo wa ahozen pi nanso do baby ana wonyim de wo wodama ahozen no enti wa ma menfu aka ho na ahya ache but se mesiafo nyina dem adwene ba wontir ma me nyim de wo be ya ade pa osande me hwe mesiafo a wa boa no wo ha nde juma yezi se ye yeye ho kakra ka ho a ekuaye beye ahomka fertilizer de yara aka ho asempi mu nkodo pi oye bibia ohia onye so de ye di chemical pi beye but ye di fertilizer so ye di ka ho a obema kweye na yeyen wa konenyim na ndobaya obaba no so wa so enyi mehu de mesiafuku wa ha se ye kan ye hu bom ne enya anokora oboayen wo ye ndobaya no mu mpepi no ya ye ma yen kuayen oyen ketinketi ye nya bebre na edikogom so a enya sika ba se ye boano na se ye dobi a 5 acres 2 acres 10 acres nkofo 20 ye de nyina bodo e bon de dobe ne be ye pi efi ewano a ebetum de akade me bag kro ye dem sikei edi mama meja fa mama me ntono mo ensisim ono oma ye nya sika pi oye bibi ode wodwen hu ye pa because ejuma no yeten ebe wiesu na ma obi ebesisiu na wa atonu kakra bebia na asana abawe bisi mu mbocho oye kwana ode wo hwedu ye pa yaka abefo kwan technology ho amegina ha me company ye juma ye di free bi aba ye di bo spray ye di spray otide aeroplane na onam asase no do onya fe na obi kafa backpack asua edu na enwine egunu hu no mu yarba na adi nyina mboa dem efiri say ye di spray wo farmer ye di ba bear from anapa onta enyumbe bear 4-5 o'clock na efiri na nkoti we to me spray 100 acres onya da ebetum di backpack na ye but inti dem abefo kwantimpon kwandwe oboa ma ndobai no oye bi ndia ye nyane ye nyina ye che na oboa ejuma ye medase na ye besan ejin komobio medase bi
ye be frɛ anti comfort na ya frɛ Sandra Sandra Tego na Ken Adi no my webom patro mo bantu mo mbom se mo kakra
eye ema ekuafo ye botai wo Ministry of Agric and of Ashanti region ye wo ye nkrofo eye women in agric nkrabata de da bronu bia no eye district bia no na ye fapem ene se ye hwe se ye nuane a ye dua ye ndoba na ye dua no ahodi wo mu a ye di ye nya ahodi ye timi di ye mfuo ema ye busuafo nyina susu edibia wo mu nya ahodi wo afa susu se mridu na se ye nya ye ku adwuma na ye te what se opebre ni ade ade ni dwuma kase dia ye tretre san adwuma ahoro ebetumi aboa na edi sika asa befie ye timi di ahwe ebusuafo ye timi di etumpon abrabom se ne be ya ekroye ne odo ebetimi aba ebi also see ye danda ye nuane eni ye ndaba ye na ye die aduane ye dani dani eni ebi na mami ye kasa nkuma gari yetimi de soya bean edifra yetimi de orange flesh edifra na ne ye kasa researchers no enda ndaba bi e dia ahondi wo mu a ye ntontwe ye de ebrem se na ye be ye de be ka ye nuane ho na yetumi adini ye nya ahondi because they say orange flesh sweet potato is your vitamin A into more Fredia and pennyfo so dia diabetes ni yare abodo bebre ni nyina ase ye dia eboa ye mpomu den ye fra nuro ni ade ni nyina ye be say natural bibie ni bo na ye toso aka say ye kofa nia ye da wo ho no tete ni ama ye nananom ede ma ye di ye prepare ko susa any nase for or any nase ni nyinara eboa ye mpomudi enti ye stress abibia no ye pese ye safety in whatever we eat na etimi enyini ayefe ena se na yesi package ye niama ni nyina so se mama no ra stress se ade afi kwa ne be ne mo because ye nenso atofo no obi akase ohie ye be pa obi akwa kwaka ai na food and drug board ye na ya share dem nyina ade their brain when them the past say a quine papa about the dem eti ye de encrade beto ma ye pedi for no the diet district na no no man catch ye encrabata ni nyina obi asase agwa ye be wa na makọ SBS etod na afi bia atodi ena afi so ye hwe efie sese eni asefo nyina obi wo ha oni sika okoto fridge okoye we ye wani ama ya kasa wo ye ho a ebetumi di ayi ye sa nyama we nyina ahoto be bafia bia nim se sempo meti kukrantumi a etise meti kumase ti se de dada nka enwa beans ni nyama ni nyinara ewo ho enti ye wo he de ye ndem mu ye ye ndada ye beto aso na ya ye ni edi biso aka ho enti mano akọ
okay pacho mbele mame na wakasa
ne pacho mo amuni bene bia muni se me gina ha ade ba ko ho asem na mebeka de kosia. If you are happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know it, eat an egg. If you are happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you are happy and you know it, eat an egg. Auntie Mika say, I'm a rebel. Say, yeah, here for hey, what do you hear me? Oh, hear me? Me will hear Mamma Hoda. Me, yes, get it, me, any. We are farmer, Yamia, 1 more day. What to be dear and more for acre. What's he here, sister? We him. Obi a chair. What ya? And for some man cry. Yea, halfway. Yet, a mile or her. Yea, necessary support to you. No be always candy. And tell you what did he say? As you can find your demand on their view. 7 pacho. Yea, for the young to 2 years near money. Now, what to 2 years? Ubenya no sikani enya asama me di jam enti sese ma enwo mu se ye wa ho kirem na obi a wo ye adwuma wano na beton wo ne mama because kosia no obi ton kosia wo dwom na sister kota sister wo to say no se mami create ala wo gusu di ne bebre sa enye o me na me ton so e di enye ba na o twi bi adi mienu woni ama no wo ton anase wo ye nde wo se wo market na obi aba wo banchi abokese sisa banchi ye banchi de anya eja na be kire ne kono ahe sa ye ya na ade aba wa nkasa wo gidie no wo banchi no wo yi ato atwe enti enye yi mo ma ye fa ya no enton ye niema wo hia graphic Uhia ni ekura mi so obegina wa no enipa kakra na eto niema no utumi kasa kire wo yie wo se etretre na etre ko mimi ton kosia ka ma bi si wo ebesa eni 1 hour anu na me de fa ho me akasa be de me hu agira ho me se me di fie de osum mienu me kwa de osum miensa me de kosua mienu da bia enti mi hia so be ka kire me se sister esi kosua nyo ada ka kire wo da bia me de mienu I'm 72 me three pa me ba bia anya me me ni me na me gira boy na me so papa enso he ne a me sere mo ko se me Miss Ghana ti no wo ya dia ya wo ya da ya me die so ti ase enti me nua no Emma mama ye mu ye ho abofia ni aye wono mama ye nyire ye ho ne ye ni ye fa ya mi e chen TV o e chen radio wa wo se na ana wo se ma ho ugu ho abofia na me de ade a me 20 e beto ye tutu mo no wo echefo omu nyusu kosia indomi fo wonu maja eduma won echi kosia obi ento entie be ne de eduma ne be kofo na so esanse manu yi wo ho na GPP fo ada roma eni nkrofo eso ye munti ene kosia to asan kosoro bio enti ye sa hyase abode wuro se wure free ya me pacho kosia eye ma wo so wo de wo yere be chia fa oyere no ko anati supon kete no na sa wo frying pan no po a enhia de no dia ene wo di kakra bi som na gya wa bo kosia wo di uje ne oni ma na de agum chew wo pensia nsuo no sie ne saa wo di guma e be de chew no a ayi no be ma wo na wo di achi na wo di wadi na ne ya no ani de asem bia ni wo tumi di ba da bia emema mo wo ye mo mesre mo ma kosia emem ebemo we dem de profu na be ka yo live it up yo to makengi ntia ma wo ton kosia fa wa no ton kosia emfa nse no wo ton gari a wa no ton ge emi gari dia special hwe wo si yeguso tomatoes a emi tomatoes yi mama fertilizer ne ye eno gbe na wo de ko ntia sam no mama ya fire no itoye da wase